Hello and welcome to the jungle. Today we're going to discuss the AFC and NFC conference championships for the right to play in Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco in 2 weeks. Before we get started, please like, subscribe, share, comment. Appreciate all your feedback. Please leave your predictions for both the AFC and the NFC championship games. Just for fun. But let's get right into it. So New England at Denver. The 3 o'clock Eastern time game. Interesting game. Unfortunately, we're going to be deprived of Drake May versus Bo Nix because Bo Nix, unfortunately, was hurt on the next to the last play of the game on a kneel down. So very fluke injury. Unfortunate for Denver. So Jarrett Stidham is going to start. Jarrett Stidham's in his third year with Denver, second year under Sean Payton. Only 197 career passes, 8 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. So he's going to have his work cut out for him. When he did have some, short time in New England and with the Raiders in the past few years, he was okay. He was a backup quarterback, and he played like a backup quarterback. Sean Payton seems to have confidence in him. Sean Payton's not going to make the offense overwhelming for him. It's probably going to be a steady diet of Harvey. But Harvey only had 6 carries last week, so I'm not sure what the running game, is going to look like. And J.K. Dobbins is still on IR. He's not ready yet. There's word that if Denver makes the Super Bowl, that Dobbins could play in the Super Bowl. I think that Denver's pretty much going to go with a running game, short passing game. I expect Evan Ingram to catch a couple balls from the tight end position. And Courtland Sutton, who hasn't actually been playing, hasn't had a lot of touches in the last couple of weeks. I think that he's gonna be a factor, and Denzel Mims, who had a really nice game last week with 8 catches for 93 yards and a touchdown. I think Mims is going to be a factor as well. So on the New England side of the ball, I think it's Ramondre Stevenson who's going to shoulder the load, probably 70-75% of the carries, as he's been doing for the last few weeks, with Henderson, the change of pace back and the speed back. I think Diggs should be the primary, but Kayshon Boutte's been really good the second half of the season, and I think he's also going to play a factor. Denver's defense is very good, 68 sacks, whereas New England's defense, 6 defensive touchdowns. So 2 really good defenses. I think it's just going to come down to ball control, and can Jarrett Stidham make some big plays? Everybody's talking about him game managing, not making mistakes. That's not going to win you the game. You need to win the game. So I think somebody's going to need to make a big play on defense for Denver and on offense, whereas New England can rely on either one of those. And certainly Drake May, possibly even the MVP, runner-up to Matthew Stafford. He's a very poised quarterback. I really like Drake May. So it's unfortunate that we don't get to see Drake May versus Bo Nix, because Nix is a good quarterback, both second-year players. So the way I figure this, I think that New England is going to control the game. I think Drake May is going to make some big plays, whether it's to Diggs or Boutte or Stevenson or Henderson break one, 20, 30 yards. Not necessarily for a touchdown, but a big play. I see New England winning this game 24-10 pretty comfortably, and heading to the Super Bowl to face the winner of the NFC rematch. Is the third meeting between the Rams and the Seahawks. One was a 2-point game and one was a 1-point game, and I expect this to be a tight game too. And I think it's going to be. I think there's going to be some fireworks like the last game was. First game was in LA. It was 21-19. Rams. Second game was in Seattle. It was 38-37 Seattle. I think the score is going to be somewhere in the middle of that, somewhere like 33-30, something like that. And we'll get to who wins in just a second. First game, Matthew Stafford, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns in a win. In the second game, 457 yards, 3 touchdowns in a loss. Sam Darnold, 4 interceptions in the first game in a win. 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in a loss. So kind of the numbers didn't kind of match up with the the end result. I think that Kenneth Walker, because of Zach Charbonnet getting hurt and tearing his ACL last week and probably out the majority, if not all, of next year, it's all Kenneth Walker, in the running game. And his last game was 11 for 100 and a touchdown, 3 catches for 64 in the second game against the Rams. So I think Kenneth Walker certainly can run on the Rams. I'm not quite as convinced as most of the experts are that the Rams' running game is going to do exceptionally well against Seattle. Seattle's defense has been incredible lately, and especially against the run. Christian McCaffrey didn't have a lot of room last week to do much of anything. So I think that Seattle's defense can possibly, not maybe shut it down, but neutralize to a good effect the Kieran Williams, Blake Corum tandem in the running game. I mean, I think they'll run okay, but they're not going to do anything. I don't think they're going to do anything crazy special. The Rams offense is going to be centered around, obviously, Puka Nacua, who went bananas in the second game, 12 for 16, 12 catches out of 16 targets, 225 yards, 2 touchdowns. Fantastic. Possibly the best receiver in football. If it's not him, it might be JSN on Seattle. But the Rams do also feature their tight ends pretty prominently, whether it's Parkinson, whether it's Higbee, or even Terrence Ferguson, who filled in for Higbee in the first game. And then you have the Devontae Adams factor. Devontae didn't play in the second game, and he's still searching for his first Super Bowl. Even all those years in Green Bay, he's still searching for that first Super Bowl. So I think he's going to be extra motivated. Matthew Stafford, obviously MVP, a lot of experience. I think he's going to be fine. Darnold, 2 years in a row, fantastic seasons to get 14 wins with Minnesota and Seattle. I think he's going to be steady. Again, he's not a guy that necessarily has to play great for Seattle to win. And then you have Seattle's defense, 8 touchdowns this year, which is incredible. And then the last factor for Seattle is JSN, who in the first game of against the Rams had 9 catches out of 12 targets for 106, and in the second game, very consistent, 8 catches out of 13 targets, 96 and a touchdown. So JSN's going to be JSN. So this game, I think, is going to come down to how well Kenneth Walker runs against the Rams defense, and I think he's going to do okay, versus how well the Rams run. And I don't think they're going to run as well as most people think. I think they'll be okay, but I don't. But the Seahawks need the running game much more than the Rams do, because you have Stafford, Puka, and Devontae, whereas pretty much all you have is JSN. Cooper Kupp is a shell of himself, and Rashid Shaheed has not really translated into being a solid number 2. He's a good special teamer. He's an occasional third, wide receiver 3. So I see this game 33-30 Rams pulling the slight upset and heading to San Francisco for Super Bowl 60. Again, please like, subscribe, share, comment. Give me your prediction. Give me your take of the game. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm crazy. It's okay. But most importantly, please, if you're in the Midwest or down south or on the East Coast and you're having blizzard-like conditions, please stay safe, stay inside. That's the most important thing. And enjoy the football games today. Till next time, we'll see you.